I've been doing a lot of Simply Cook recipes, and Simply Cook is a subscription service where you can get flavour pots sent with a recipe, and all you have to do then is go and buy these extra ingredients, and then you can make your dish basically. And so things we're going to need tonight. Then you need some chicken thighs, you need some linguine, which I've got here. Chicken thighs I need to chop up in a moment. So we've got a red onion. We've got a nice red onion. We've got green pepper. Okay, and we've got some tomatoes, which I'm going to put them through my quick slice, which I've got in front of me, which is a Pampered Chef quick slice. And then you're going to need some creme fraiche. So I've got some creme fraiche here. And then we're going to use some spring onions or scallions. Again, we're going to use a quick slice for that. And then also some cheese. It does ask for Parmesan cheese, but I've just got some normal cheese that I'm going to grate up into this dish. So let's get started. So I'll show you what's in this recipe, the flavour pots. So let's get this open. So this apparently doesn't take too long to cook. Let's just have a look. It says 25 minutes cooking time, serves 2 or 4, and it's about 695 calories. So I don't always tell you the amount of calories per portion when serving for 2. So in here we should have some Southern Spice Mix, which is a spicy, tangy Louisiana inspired blend. We've got some white wine reduction, which is an intense wine flavour for added depth. And then we've got some garlic chicken stock, which is a unique base stock for a rich, creamy sauce. So that's what we're going to be making tonight. Hello, Dina. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Hey, Peter. So this is Simply Cook. So let's get this open then. Let's get cooking, because I know at the beginning of each broadcast that I do, I tend to talk about other things. I get sidetracked. So there's your Southern Spice Mix. We've got the white wine reduction, and we've got the garlic chicken stock in there. So I'm going to pop that to one side. Let's start off then. So first of all, it says toss the chicken in with a Southern Spice Mix. So as you know, the last couple of days I have been making a lot of food with the chicken thighs, because the chicken thighs that I had, I never take them out of the box. I always put them straight into the freezer, which is a mistake that I always do. So take your chicken thighs out before you freeze them, and then you're not having chicken thighs for days, which is what I always do, but that's what I always do. So these are the chicken thighs these are raw chicken thighs. So I'm going to cut these up, pop them into a bowl, and then we're going to mix it with the spice mix. So it definitely needs to be cut up for this dish. So Dina says, where's the jumper from? This is the same jumper, Dina, that I've sent you before, the picture, if you remember. So I think it's from, what's that, California? It's from California anyway, but I can't remember the name of the shop. It says on it, I think. I can't remember where I got it from. Hollister. It's Hollister, that's the one. Hollister. Right, so let me cut these up. Let me quickly wash my hands. Quick wash of the hands. Hey Emma, good to see you. I've not seen you for ages. Emma's in the house. Blimey. I've not seen you for ages. Everyone please follow Emma, because she's an amazing broadcast. Well, I'd say broadcast. You have broadcast before many, many times from Periscope, but good to see you. You must have a lot of coins, Emma, if you've not been on for a while. So don't forget, you can send coins and awards and sponsor if you wish. I am still here. I've not gone anywhere, Emma. It has been a long time. Where have you been? What have you been up to? So Emma, I've not seen, is from Periscope, and you used to come into my quizzes. I think the last time I saw you on, I don't know, it was on Periscope, wasn't it? I think, and that was when I did it was a quiz, but I think it was I think it was a year ago actually. It was just before Periscope finished, because I think it's coming up to a year ago. It's a year ago. Possibly today, actually. I think it's today, yeah. The last day of Periscope was it November, October? I think it's a year ago now since Periscope finished. Well, it didn't finish, did it? It was still around for a while, but I think, was it October? I know I'm coming up to about 306 days on Hats, but there was that time when I wasn't streaming out anywhere, so So I think, yeah, I think I'm on day 306. So I'm just cutting these chicken thighs up. Hopefully you can see this okay. So just cut them up nicely thin strips. So I don't need a lot of chicken. I'm just cutting these nice and thin. It's about a year, yeah. It's mad, isn't it, how years passed already? Crazy. Crazy, crazy. But yeah, I'm still here, Emma. I'm still here. I'm waiting for you to say, you're looking well, Aidan. You're looking well. I've been eating really, I like to say healthy. I've been always making fresh meals, as you all know, because I've been doing that on Haps. So showing you all the meals that I've been cooking. Some of them I've done quite a few times, but I definitely know how to cook much healthier meals. So just this piece to cut, and then I shall move on to the next step. Oh, thank you, Emma. I don't know why you said that. Yeah, oh, thank you so much. So let's just cut this up. Now the biggest thing as well now is I've got a load of dishes in my sink. So how am I gonna let me just get rid of this. Wash my hands. So what have you all been up to today? Do let me know in the chat. Hey Heavenly Dew, good to see you. I think there might be I think Alexis might be on at the minute as well. I'm not quite sure if she finished before I came live. I think she finished before I came live. But not that it matters, because it doesn't, because we want more chefs, we want more people to come live. So it's going to happen eventually where we're going to have so many people cooking at one time. So that's not a problem. So this is my quick slice, everybody. This is a Pampered Chef tool. As you know, I did get one. And if you all know the story, you're going to have to watch my replay back from yesterday. So we've got our chopped chicken thighs. So I'm just going to pop that to one side before I get it cooking. I do need to put my pan on. One moment. So we're going to get this heated up. I'm not going to use olive oil. I'm going to use this. I used it yesterday. It's called Celesta Spray Light, and it's 1 calorie per spray. Okay, and it's just sunflower oil. So what I'm going to do, because you need to put a little bit of oil in, I'm just going to pop this into my pan. Can you see that, everyone? There we go. Sorry about the mess behind. So I'm just going to pop this in my pan while this heats up. So it's about 15 sprays, 15 calories. So much better than having to put loads of oil in there. Okay. So Dina says I'm working 2 hours now. Is that every day, Dina, or is that just today? Heavenly Dew says yes, she is. Just left to come say hi. No worries, Heavenly Dew. That's fine. So this is my Pampered Chef dicer, quick slice. Oh, let's do the first step. I forgot to do the first step while that heats up. So we're going to get our bowl. We're going to put our chicken pieces into the bowl, just like that. I'm going to have to wash my hands again. 1 second. Because we're now going to add our first flavour pot in with the chicken. So this is Southern Spice Mix. It's a Southern Spice Mix, and we're going to fully coat the chicken in here. So I will let you know what is in this mix in a second. So just add it onto the chicken, get a spoon, and mix this in. Okay, add a bit more in. You all see that okay, guys? Don't know if you can see that very well. It's just for today. No worries, Dina, that's fine. No worries. Good, congratulations though. So if anyone's in the Miami area and needs a babysitter, Dina's the person to get in touch with. So just please, if you need a babysitter, or maybe sometimes, Dina, you're in California, aren't you? Because of that's where you're from. So I'm just mixing this in. I would have done this a lot sooner. You can add this sooner and then let it all just marinate together. And then I'll let you know what's in the spice mix. So get in there with all them flavours. That's the key, I think, to fresh cooking is spices. And if you don't know already, next month, So as you know, we do our Hap Saturdays. Next month's theme will be spices and seasonings. So I'm looking forward to seeing all your recipes next month. Now, I've not confirmed a date, but for those that do come live and do Hap Saturday, what if you would prefer to have not a morning, if you prefer to have an early date or a late date, do let me know, because we used to do it in the second week in the month, but because of Halloween, we moved. Well, because of like last couple of months, we've been doing it towards the end of the month. So, and then we decided to do obviously Hap's Halloween, which is going to be next week or the week after, week on Saturday. So, do let me know if you want a later November or an early November Hap Saturday. So the pan's heating up. I'm just going to put the chicken to one side. So that's that done. So what we're going to do next is we need to thinly slice a red onion and thinly slice a green pepper. So looking on here, it looks like they're in thin strips, are the peppers. So for the quick slice, I'm going to just chop the end off. Because the only difference about this is it is bigger. Thank you, Melanie, for the Love Award, the one award. The thing about the slicer, the ones this slice is it's bigger compared to this. But the thing that I don't have with this is a container. So when I put my onions straight in, which I'm going to do it for the onions in a moment. So let's do the pepper, because I should be able to do a whole pepper. So, but I still need to use a knife. So to cut it up. So I'm just going to chop the end off. I'm still going to do it the same way that I normally would do it. This is the first time we're doing peppers in my quick slice. So I'm still going to cut it down the middle like I normally would. And then this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so you pop it, take the blade out, pop this on the end, like that. And then all we're going to do is do a little rocking motion. So slot the blade on, do a little rocking motion. And look at that, guys. I do love. I've been watching a load of videos on this. So we've got a nicely thinly sliced peppers, just like that. Thank you so much, Dina, for the one award. So I'm just going to pop these on a plate, just like that. And we're just going to do the other one. So in it goes, and then it just slices it up. And if you want diced smaller slices, just turn it round, which you've seen Alexis do a lot. Then you can have, smaller cubes. So I'm just going to pop the peppers to one side as well. Okay, and then we need to do the onion. So I'm going to bring that back in a second, but I'm going to just do my onions. I'm going to do my onions. I can't do the onions on that blade for some reason. Well, I could do it, but I'm advised not to use the slicer for the onions. Okay, so I'm going to slot that on. Are we doing it cubes? Let me just check. Thinly sliced for the red onion. Let me just check. Thinly sliced, not into cubes. So I'm gonna do it like that. So let me just grab my onion, chop the end off, cut it in half, take the outer layer off. Shall I put the chicken in? Let me just check. I don't think I need to put the chicken in just yet. Okay. Did you have a nap, Melanie, or have you? Are you going to have a nap later? So for this, I still need to chop it in half, and then we're going to use the container. That's the only difference I like about. I'm just going to push this through. End up watching Michael. Is that the film for the day? Michael. Okay, so there are onions. So I do like these quick slice, but they advise not to use it for onions. So, and I don't want to break it because I can't really get another one. Well, I could, but I'd have to spend a fortune on shipping and things. But as I say, I got my quick slice from a charity shop. Hey Emma, good to see you. Hi Tessie, good to see you. So what we're going to do then, first of all, is we've heated the oil. We're going to put the chicken in. So we've got the marinated chicken that I'm going to now add into this pan. Okay, so make sure it's nice and hot, and we're going to put that chicken into the pan. I'll bring you down in a second if you want to see the pan. So move this out the way. Okay, so we're frying the chicken over medium-high heat. Let it cook on each side until brown, and then remove and put in a big bowl. It says listen for the sizzle when you put in the chicken in the pan. Cook in batches so they fry rather than steam, and the colour is the flavour. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add the onions, the green peppers, once we've taken the chicken out. So I should have put that in first really, but never mind. So I'm going to break that up. So remember, it's only 3 chicken thighs that you need. You could probably use, you can use chicken for prawns. So you could use prawns if you don't want to use chicken. You could use courgette or mushrooms instead of peppers. And you could also use cream instead of creme fraiche. So let's just cook that off. I might need to add a little bit more oil though. So this is the oil that I'm using. So just spray it in. Okay, so whilst that cooks, let me show you the quick slice again, because we're going to use it for the tomatoes. So I'm just going to pop some tomatoes on here. Whoops, one of them's rolling down. And then we also need to use it for the spring onions. So you see there the tomatoes, and you'll see quick slice, in it goes. Once it line it up. There we go. And then we've got our nice chopped tomatoes, just like that. So if you've not already bought one of these, I highly recommend buying one from Alexis. Oh. Let that one come out. The blades are really sharp, so you have to be so careful. Okay, so they're the tomatoes, and we're just going to use it now for the spring onions. Just as you know, my kitchen is so small. So I'm just going to cut these in half, because you are still quite limited regarding the space. But you just line them up. If you can't get them exactly to the length, then just do it on a diagonal. Looks like a pain to clean. It's not really that difficult, Emma. No, it's not. You'd think so, but all I did was, if you've got a bowl of water, I think it's dishwasher safe as well. I just put it in the water, do that, and then I just grab some water and push water through it. So I've cleaned this so many times, obviously, because I've used it so many times. So I'm just going to pop this in. I feel like something's stopping this at the bottom. Unless maybe I've put the base in the wrong way. I think I have. There it goes. Oh no, there's a bit of pepper at the bottom that's just got stuck. So it does go all the way down. Ah, no, that's why. I've got a bit of, it's just stuck at the bottom. So let me just pop that in a bowl. I'll pop that in with my tomatoes. But it is really, really good. Yeah, just a bit that's stuck at the bottom. Yeah. Pop that in. Get it the right way. but it is really, really quick once I get used to it. So, oh, thanks, Emmy. No, I think you're an inspiration, not me. I wish I could play the piano as good as you. I used to play keyboard like piano at school, but that was a long time ago. So, the only problem, as I say, is just getting this out, depending on what you're cutting up. But other than that, it is really good. Just getting this last. It can get stuck in between. That's the only problem. But other than that, it works really well. Right. So that is everything that I needed to cut up. Okay. So chicken's nearly cooked. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, so we're going to take the chicken out and put this into a bowl, because then we need to fry off the peppers and the onions, okay? So, how is everyone today? Are we all well? Hi Cheryl, good to see you. You like that PC tool a lot. Have you got one, Cheryl? I highly recommend buying one. So if you can get one, please go and buy one from Alexis, because they are, excuse me, choking because it's smoking up in here. Highly recommend getting one. Excuse me, guys. Right. I think my pan's too hot as well. I forgot to turn it down. The smoke in here. You do have one, yeah. They're good, aren't they? What would you say, Cheryl? Do you use yours most for? Which vegetables, which fruits and things do you use? I'm going to take them out and put it into a bowl. Let's take this chicken out. And I think I need to add a little bit of oil, because I'm not used to cooking without oil. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil. It does, and then it stops my pan from burning as well. I think that's the only problem, is when you switch to using less oil, you do burn things much quicker because your pan burns. So add a little bit of oil. Let that heat up. Emma says, have you heard of a double mesoluna? Is that something to do with the moon? I just saw the word lunar and thought, is it something to do with the moon? I should also start my pasta as well, because I need to put on my hot boiling water. So I'm just going to boil some water and then I can put my pasta on. And the pasta I'm using is tagliatelle pasta. So I'm just going to get that boiling. Hi Anne, good to see you. Use it for avocados and bananas. Yes. That sounds good. I've used it for bananas but not avocados. Not yet. Right, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add now in the onions. So we've got some nice red onions here going in the pan. And then we're going to add the peppers, which we use the quick slice for. So in goes the peppers. And I think, actually, I can actually bring you down now so you can actually see the cooking. So let me just bring you down. Sorry about the pan, though. Can you all see that, everyone? I might need to add a little bit of water just to pick up that. Pick that up off the pan. I'll give it a nice smoky texture, I guess. You all see that? Emma says that it's a really cool knife that's shaped like a half moon, hence the name. Alright, no, I've never heard of it, Emma. I've never heard of it. So we're just going to let that fry off, okay? Put it onto a low heat. Thanks, Peter. Thanks for the award. Thank you, Cheryl, so much for the award. Okay, and then what we're going to do, so we're going to fry it for 5 minutes. Let me put the light on. It's getting a bit dark now. Because it is getting, these lighter nights are coming now. Our clocks go back an hour next week. So then it'll be about 4 o'clock. No, sorry, about 5 o'clock. It'll start getting dark. I hate horrible dark weather. I hate winter, to be honest. When it gets really cold, we get to about minus... I think the worst winter we ever had was about minus 25? Minus maybe 30? I think we got to about minus 30. And then we get all the snow and, oh, it's horrible. Especially where I live, because I live on the top of a hill. We get loads of snow. I think we usually get about 10 centimetres, 15 centimetres of snow. So just going to let that fry for 5 minutes. And then what we'll do then is add the tomatoes. Right, so I'm going to get on the pasta. So I'm going to take some hot boiling water, put it into a saucepan. Fill it to about halfway. This is hot boiling water. Get that on to boil. Even though it's already boiling water. And I'm going to put in my tagliatelle. So this is the tagliatelle pasta, everyone. Oh, sorry, it's not tagliatelle. No, I don't know what I'm doing. No, not tagliatelle. I had the tagliatelle pasta out, but it's not the tagliatelle that I need. It's the linguine. So, sorry about that. So we need 200 grams. 200 grams of linguine pasta. So here I have 500. So I want about a third. Oops. So we've got some nice linguine pasta here from Italy. So we're going to pop that into the pan. I'll just spin you around just so you see there, look. So this is on boil, so that will then start to fall into the saucepan. Gonna add a little bit more. Don't want to get that in the pan. Okay, I'm just going to spin you back round so you can see. Okay, let's add in the tomatoes. So we're going to add the tomatoes in here now. So these are nicely chopped tomatoes from using the quick slice. So I'm just hand putting them in because I accidentally popped them with my spring onions. I don't want to get the spring onions in there just yet. You'll see that. I'll give that a mix. So let me know in the chat if you've ever had Louisiana Linguine before. Now I had this a couple of months ago. It was really nice. It's quite an easy recipe. It's not too difficult. So add the tomatoes. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit so it gets cooking a little bit quicker. Okay, and we want to fry this for 2 minutes, and then we want to tip all the veg into the bowl with the chicken. So add the tomatoes. Oh yeah, so all the veg, including the onions and the and the peppers, which are already there. So we're just going to soften these down. Okay. So has anyone got any questions so far? Anything at all? So next thing then, we need to create a sauce. So we're going to add the chicken in as well. We might as well get the chicken in now. So we're going to add the chicken. Let's put it all in the pan. And it'll all cook in one pan. So Melanie says, what time are you bringing mine over? What time are you bringing mine? Well, if I set off in about half an hour, Melanie, I might just get there before 7 o'clock. Just down the road. So me and Melanie, we're not too far away, but it's a good distance though, isn't it? It's a good distance. Oh, it's a beautiful sunset happening outside. You want to see? I'll just quickly show you. Well, it's not really a sunset, but it's sun setting now. Here we go, look outside. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? And the cloud over there, the trees. Switch you back round. They'll be thinking I'm filming them outside. When I used to put my tripod on the windowsill, there'd be people looking up and they'd be thinking, are you filming me? We should start doing that, shouldn't we? Yeah, Meals on Wheels. It'd probably cost a lot. If I was in the area, if you lived near me, I would definitely deliver it to you. I think sometimes though, my neighbour next door, she probably can smell the food. She can smell the food, but I don't think she knows that I'm like a chef, that I can cook. But then a lot of people now on my street, they tend to all order HelloFresh. So we're kind of like the HelloFresh street, because there's about at least 3 people that have HelloFresh. Did you get the heavy rain and thunderstorm today? We got a little bit of rain this afternoon, but then that soon passed. So I think it skipped us. So we're just going to let all that come together. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to add 100 millilitres of water to the pan and use a spoon to loosen the tasty bits from the bottom of the pan, which is kind of what I just did before, because the pan was quite, them spices that I put onto the chicken, they'll have dropped to the pan and it is quite brown at the bottom, so the water's going to lift up all them flavours, okay? So let me grab a jug. I'm going to get 100 ml of water. Just have it ready. And we're just letting everything just soften down and come together. Deglazing, says Noel. Yeah. Deglazing. Plus, if you've got one of these pans, it lifts up all the flavour so easily, especially like cast iron pans. I'm just letting them onions just soften down just a little bit longer before putting the water in. Because I've turned it up slightly. You wanted to know what was in that spice mix. So in that spice mix I added to the chicken, we had potato starch, tomato powder, ground spices, so chili, paprika and smoked paprika, dried onion, dried garlic yeast extract, salt, lime powder, coriander leaf, celery, salt, and curcumin, which is the colour basically. I think that you get curcumin in turmeric, I think, which will give it that colour of the orangey flavour. So Noel says a trip from the way back to Galloping Gourmet. A tip from the way. Oh, is that where it's from? The Galloping Gourmet. Is that a movie or a book or something, or an area? Okay, we're going to start to add in the water now. So add the water. I want you to be able to see this. Here we go. Add the water. Okay. And then we're going to just get all that up from the bottom of the pan, if you can. Just give it like 30 seconds or a minute. lift it all up, deglaze. Don't use a steel pan, use a wooden spoon if you can. It's coming up now. See how it's changing colour? What do you think, guys? Look at that. Oh, yes. It's looking good, guys. It smells so good. Right, now we're going to add in our next flavour pot. Okay. It was a TV cooking show from the 1960s. It was a Brit TV cooking chef. Do you know the name of him by any chance? I'm trying to think who that could be. 1960s chef. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is add in my white wine reduction. So we've got some white wine reduction. This is what Simply Cook sends you. So add all that in. I always get a little teaspoon and scrape the rest of it out. Try not to get any on the lid, because sometimes the lid has at least like 25% of whatever you're putting into the dish. So make sure you get everything off. Don't waste any. So we're adding the white wine reduction in here, and then get in there with the spoon. And then we're going to mix all this in. Oh, this smells so good, guys. It smells so good. So then we're going to add in the chicken stock. So we've got some garlic chicken stock. We're going to add some garlic chicken stock to this. So add your garlic chicken stock. Okay, mix all that in. And I might need to add a little bit more water to this actually. Now, because my pasta is now falling in, actually it's not too bad. I like to put a lid over it, or a steamer, section of the steamer. It just helps it cook a lot quicker as well. So, am I making you hungry, Melanie? So this is a Simply Cook recipe. If you're in the UK, want to try 4 recipes for free, there's a link on my link tree. Just click on where it says free delivery, free Simply Cook, free delivery, 4 free recipes. Just make sure to cancel if you don't want them every month. And you could be trying this recipe next week yourself. It's that simple. So Noel says, I'll be concerned the veggies might get a little bit mushy. Yeah, you've got to be able to know how long it takes for your veggies to be in the pan for. I like my veggies to be quite, not overly soft. But I totally understand what you mean. So try your best to go off the timings on the recipe, but you want to make sure everything's cooked. Okay, so we've added the garlic stock, chicken stock. We gently bring it to a boil. I'm going to turn it down a bit now because it has been started to get quite rigorous. So mix all that in. Next thing we're going to do is mix in the creme fraiche and let it cook for 2 minutes. So we want 150 millilitres of creme fraiche. So it's basically half. We've got 300 here. So I'm going to add in half this creme fraiche. You'll see that, guys. Creme fraiche. We're going to add this into the pan. So we want half of this. So 1, 2, a little bit more. There we go. So I see creme fraiche. It's kind of like a thicker version of cottage cheese, but without the creamy, without the cream cheese part. So just mix all that in. That's what it tastes like. It's quite a sour. If you like cream cheese, then you'll love creme fraiche. But it takes away the. Because it's quite sour. It sort of it's a bit like having sour cream with salsa. So, and it also changes the colour of the dish, as you can see. So, it's not me. Supposedly Louisiana Linguine, says Chef Fur. So look at the colour on that, guys. You could add a bit more creme fraiche if you wanted to. But it's kind of resembling that colour now, actually. Okay, I'm just reading the recipe. Just to make sure I've... It smells so good. So we're just waiting for the pasta to cook, and then we're going to add in the linguine into the dish. It also says collect 2 to 3 tablespoons of cooking water from the pasta using a mug, and then drain the pasta and add it to the pan with the reserved cooking water, and then mix well. So has anyone got any questions at all? So Noel says it resembles a korma. Kind of, yes, kind of. Now looking on the menu, it does say when we put tomatoes into the pan, so we did the onions and the green pepper. When we added the tomatoes, we were meant to put the veg into a bowl with the chicken, and then we were meant to do the sauce separately, but we've just made the sauce with the veggies. So I've made this before. I can't remember doing that last time, but as long as it's all together in the pan, I can't really see there being a lot of difference, because it all goes into the pan anyway. So pasta's cooking away. The pasta only takes, let me just check, 9 to 11 minutes. So I would say the pasta's probably done now with it going into this dish. So let me just check. So it's not that I've done it wrong, it's just that I've done it my way instead of doing it the way that it says on the recipe card. So it's not the end of the world. Let me just check my pasta's done. So yeah, pasta's nearly there yet. That's fine, because remember I put it straight into hot boiling water. I didn't put it into cold water. So we're just going to add 3 tablespoons of pasta water in here. Put an extra one in. There we go. So just mix that in. I'm going to drain the linguine. Turn the pan off. Okay, won't be a second. Right, so we're going to add the linguine straight into the dish, like so. And then we're going to mix this in. So this is our chicken Louisiana linguine. So it's got the onions in there, the tomatoes, the peppers. Can you all see that, everyone? So I like to fold it in, but it smells so good. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do after we've mixed it well is we're going to serve into bowls, and then we're going to sprinkle with some spring onions and some grated cheese. Yeah. So just let all that heat through. It will also cook that linguine pasta. Because don't forget, there's a difference between boiling pasta and then cooking it. So it'll give it a little bit of, if there's any dry parts, it'll just make sure it's all cooked. Doesn't that look good, guys? What do we think? Don't know if you can see it very well, but So I'm going to get a bowl. I'm just going to slightly tidy up as I go along. Won't be a second, everyone. Just got a bowl ready. So thank you all, guys, for the your rewards that you've sent. I'm nearly finished. I do post up pictures on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, AidenLeeds1, you'll see all the recipes that I've ever made on haps. So I'm just going to mix that up. See how it's all now, the sauce is starting to get absorbed by the pasta. So that is nearly done, everyone. So I'll turn that off. I'm going to move it down. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Let me switch the camera around. So it's a little bit of a mess. You'll see that. And we're now going to add, I'm actually going to use my pasta spoon. So I've got a pasta spoon here. And we're just going to put this into the bowl. Are you still there, Melanie? I might have to lift you up for this. Just going to lift you up a second. You want to get as much of that meat or chicken, whatever, peppers and onions. Oh yes, just look at that, guys. It looks amazing. So I'm going to finish this off because I'm not finished yet. Get out of the way. I'm going to finish this off. There we go. Hi Pablo, how are you doing? Peter was in a second ago. So this is my Louisiana Linguine. We're going to add a bit of spring onions on the top, just like that. And then we're going to finish it off with some grated cheese. Now, if you've got Parmesan cheese, use that. I'm going to use Cathedral City cheese. So let me just open this up. I don't know where I've put my cheese grater. I had it somewhere and I don't know where I've put it. Because I have not seen it for a while. I don't know what I've done with it. So I'm just going to have to thinly grate this up. So if you've got Parmesan cheese, use that. I'm just going to use normal cheddar cheese. Grate that on the top. And there we have it, guys. That is my Louisiana Linguine. Well, it's not really mine, but let's just have a little taste of this. It is a mess in this kitchen right now. So, you'll see that, guys. So we've got the linguine pasta. We did that in a nice sauce, creme fraiche, onions, peppers, tomatoes. There was a white wine reduction. We added garlic chicken stock, and then we had the southern spice mix into the chicken. And that, guys, is that is it. So thank you for coming in. I shall see you tomorrow next time. I think I'm doing salmon tomorrow. So I shall see you then. Thank you all for subscribing, and remember to share this broadcast. You can send awards, or you could even sponsor if you like these types of cooking broadcasts. Don't forget, on Saturday the 30th of October, we'll be doing Haps Saturday. So dress up, Halloween. Still got some spaces left if you want to do that. The times are on my profile. So just get in touch if you want to get involved. And I shall see you then. So thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Till next time. Bye.